So, okay, so we are on time. Yes, absolutely bang on. So, first of all, really thank you, Rashi, for joining in today. And I look forward to know more about you, uh, your company, your beautiful brand, ALANNA. So, just to start with, first of all, I would like to know you as a person so that the people who are joining in can know how different the journey is being as a female co-founder and how did you come up with this such beautiful idea.
For me, starting my own business was never the plan. I was very happy in a corporate life, and I was in the field of marketing, more than eight years of experience with really good brands like Tata's and Lenovo and Samsung. And suddenly, I realized that there is something that I want to do more. At that time, I've always been very interested into beauty as a segment, and it caught my eye that, people are really getting conscious of what they put on their skin. And we really want to have an alternate option when it comes to non-toxic skincare or basically products with ingredients that we feel more comfortable with. But there were a very few brands in 2015 that were actually offering that, and they were also at quite a premium. So not everybody could really afford to, implement them in their day-to-day routine. So that made me question, that if I want to today follow a safe skincare routine, then do I really have an option out there into the market? And there were none at that point in time. Now you have many, but at that time there were none. And that is how it started. It started with an idea. The idea was so you can say invigorating. It was so exciting that after that, I just couldn't let go of it. And I started working on the concept while I was working. And on the side, I started building onto it. I did a lot of research. I experimented formulating products by myself. I studied a lot in terms of formulations, made products, did my own set of exhibitions at the flea markets around the country. Many cities we went to, and we exhibited, and that really helped me the most, I would say, because when you interact with the customer one to one and you get an option and a feedback on the product right there instantly, and you understand what's working, what's not working, what do they want, what they don't want, it really helps you build a very strong knowledge in terms of consumer insight. And I think that for any entrepreneur in whichever field they are is their biggest, interest. So yeah, so that's how it started. I had my personal pivots in between where I had to move out of the country for about a year and a half, and I had a baby. So I couldn't execute my business to the kind of speed that I would have. But now I think, it's like a second opportunity where we are sort of taking it up, and luckily the customer is realizing the differentiation that we have on the table. And yeah, so far it's been good. And definitely not given up on it in the 5 to 6 years that I started, even though there were a lot of ups and downs.
So that shows the true spirit about entrepreneurship. That when you are onto something, you're onto something.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty inspiring because I totally agree that there have been a lot of leaps and bounces on the personal front, and then on the because of the COVID, there is so much of up and down. And
Right.
coming back to that, we have so many things in the market, right? Especially if you talk about your skin care, then we have hair care, and then a lot of people are into now beard care, right? So they have figured
Right.
out their own space in even in that term. Now
Hmm.
almost every second or third male do have a beard, right?
Hmm.
So now they're creating their own niche kind of thing. So what do you think about this lip care product? Because if I go in the market from the last 10 years or so, I just can pound few of the lip balms, which is very ordinary. I'll not name the brand, but still they are very ordinary.
Right.
They're not able to solve the problem in the winters or in the summer states. So
Right.
how is your product, how is your category, how is your niche differentiated from these existing marketplaces? And where do you see that how you create your niche in such a small part of the body, I would say rather?
Right. In fact, I'm very happy that you yourself said that there aren't many brands in terms of lip care, and in lip care you maximum have an ordinary generic lip balm, right? So that's precisely what we understood. So we were the first ones to launch lip scrub, And because we were a small brand, obviously it did not come to the light of the entire set of audience in India, but we were the first ones to launch it in 2015. And on Nykaa, we were about the bestseller for about 2 to 3 years in that particular product category. And this was purely organic, no marketing spend done at all, right? So this is what led to my curiosity. And when we double clicked on that, we wanted to understand that why is it that the customer wants this product in the first place? Why are they buying it? And why is it picking up so well organically, right? So when we double clicked on that, we realized that customer basically is suffering the problem of dark lips, right? In India, because we are a warmer climate, more than hydration, half of the time our issues are related to sun damage, pollution, dirt, etc., which actually causes pigmentation on our lips. And that is
Yeah.
the biggest stress factor, right? And not just this, like when we thought that, acha, theek hai, but some people want to solve the problem of dark lips, but how many people must be facing that problem? So we wanted to double click on the market size. So when we did that, we researched that in India, very surprisingly, but teen mein se 1% is actually facing the problem of dark lips, right? So if I meet 3 people, out of them, 1% will definitely be saying that, yeah, I have a lot of dark lips. That is the first problem. The second is that more than 10 million cases of chapped lips, which are still going unnoticed, unresolved. People are not happy with the kind of hydration products they have available in the market. So that is the second. The third was, the population of smokers that we basically have, right? Now that is a big enough population, right? You have
Absolutely.
36.4% Indians who are actually smokers, and that is a reported number. Now, unreported, we don't know, right? But most of them are actually getting a lot of anger and a lot of scolding from their parents or their wives or their girlfriends. Your lips are so dark just because you smoke, Even girls smoke
Yeah.
these days, so they also have the same problem, then they cover it up with a lipstick, right?
Yeah.
And cosmetic use is another problem. So we realize, oh no, yeah, this is not such a small problem. People are facing it. It is just that big brands feel that this is too small or niche a segment to focus on, and therefore they are not really giving it that much light. The customer genuinely
Right.
wants it. So
Right.
can we solve that? So after Lip Scrub, we launched we pivoted into being India's first specialized lip care brand in April last year. And what we aim is to provide effective, science-backed, lab-proven, ingredient-based products which are high-performing, and they give the result that they are, claiming. So we are basically trying to focus on problems rather than a generic solution. And
Yeah.
when we say that we have a problem, we also design our entire formulation of the product basis that, right? And because we want to have a strong claim, we therefore have lab proven products and functional products. There is no brand, like you rightly said, other than us right now in India that actually gives or addresses an entire regime into the lip care segment, right? So we are the first ones to actually give you a complete cohesive regime, and we're still building on that regime because we still feel that there are a lot of other category extensions that can be done into this particular area. And also our recent launch, April this year, was world's first lip wash, right? So that is something that is non-existent in the entire world. So happy to be an Indian brand that is giving this to the
Absolutely.
market, right? And
Absolutely.
so far we've got such a tremendous response for the product, amazing feedback for the product. So we're so happy that we spotted something that the consumer wanted and we could deliver that.
Yeah. So the one thing that I found good about the category, especially, that this is more or less unisex, I would say. For example, the cosmetics more towards females, and the beard is more towards male, and
Yeah,
then the grooming is more towards male. This is something which both the genders want, right?
right.
Maybe they have a specific other kind of problems, but this is something which both the genders is looking after. And rightly said that the bigger people are the smokers. They do have such kind of thing that they don't want to come out of with the dark lips. But yes, I would say then in this case could be that we are the bigger target audience for you compared to maybe that let's say the female gender. I'm quite happy with that. So pretty exciting, I must say. So coming back on that, another differentiating factor which I like about the product is the brand name, ALANNA. How does it come out with that, and what does it mean?
So I wanted to come up with a name that signified beauty and also it signified the purity, like something which is non-toxic. It's really pure, right? So when I was researching a lot of names, I realized that no, nothing is, suiting. Skincare bologe to itna cold lagta hai, right? You don't want that. So Alana happened when I was searching for names, and I realized that, oh, this particular word actually means beautiful, and it also means innocent. So it's basically innocent beauty, right? So that was summarizing it perfectly. And then I didn't look back. I was like, okay, I'm sold on the name, and that's how I kept it.
People are loving it. They are giving you 100 out of 100 for all the search, all the thought process behind it. So many hours are flowing around. Even I am loving it, the kind of journey you are having, and the kind of thought you have given. And literally, it takes courage. From
Right.
2015 till now, it takes so much of courage to build on that whole dream. I
Yeah.
can totally understand that. Being an angel investor myself, it's not that easy at all. I keep
Right.
emphasizing my startups, just try to focus one problem, one
Right.
solution, and one target customer whom you
Right.
can cater in the long run. And
Right.
that's the beauty of your brand that I'm loving the most.
Mm.
So coming back on that, so tell us about your team. That you are the co-founder, who are along in the management, and what kind
Right.
of team you are having, and where are you currently positioned in India?
Sure. So we are actually based in our hometown, which is Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh, and we have quite a niche but beautiful team. We have like young, dynamic people who are very enthusiastic about the brand, and they want to do something, with us in life. So I have my co-founder with me, who's Ankesh Mehra. He is our CFO. So he comes from a background of equity research and forex trading, etc. So he brings a lot of expertise when it comes to financial management, the business aspects of the business. Because I come from a product management and a marketing background, I handle the entire product and marketing bit, from a broader perspective. We have with us, an in-house team into the marketing bit, where we have our own designers, content writers, etc. And we also have ads, performance marketing team. We also have, accounts team. We have a supply chain manager for procurement, etc., of the raw material. So broadly in these aspects, but very important roles, because you know how important a team is, right? You
Yeah,
cannot function without them. No founder or co-founder can do anything till you don't have a A-class team. So
absolutely.
definitely very, very privileged to have these guys with us, and they are as committed to the dream as we are. They never doubt, no matter how challenging it gets, they're as enthusiastic. So really appreciate and very grateful for that.
Agreed. So only two things can make a good brand or a good company, I would say. First is your team, and then your customers. So if
Absolutely.
both the people are happy, then company is going to prosper, no doubt about it. So
True.
on that line, I totally understand it totally, that I can see that people are flowing in and they are flowing in their heart out because they love the brand, I would
Mm.
say.
Mm.
So very cool. So going on the further journey, uh, in the last couple of years, what are the few good things that you've come across, and what are the few hardship times that you come across as a brand in the last couple of years when you started thinking of putting it in solely as a lip care category? That is basically from the last April. What has been the good and the tough time you have faced?
Okay. So the first challenge that I would say was exiting from the good selling products that people liked, right? That was a very difficult call, because there were products in the other categories also. For instance, we were again the first ones to launch charcoal, and our charcoal soap used to be so popular. So ending products like that was a call that was very tough for us. Because we had to say no to orders, right? And we would get POs from e-commerce platforms, and we'd say, sorry, we cannot provide it, though we are so hard pressed on the numbers for sales, right? So very challenging there, but we managed it. And I think it was the right decision, because we were very focused and driven in terms of really being driven into one direction. We could have not done that without that. So that was the first challenge. The other challenge I would say was to make people really aware. Initially, we used to get some comments saying that, why do you even need a brand specifically for lip care? It's too small a segment that you guys are focusing on. Are you going to do something else as well? So these kind of questions really made us take a lot of effort, patience to make people understand the vision that we see. Right? Sometimes what happens as an entrepreneur is that you can see the vision. It becomes your responsibility to be able to effectively communicate that to whoever you're speaking to. It could be a customer, it could be an employee, it could be an investor, right? So that became the key aspect for us. It was a challenging bit, but I think so far we have been able to create good amount of awareness, and we have been able to give the right set of logics, given the right kind of proof studies to people when they've used our product, that you did need that, right? This is why you needed it. So the challenges, I would say, met. The other would be the positioning of us being in a tier 2 city, finding resources being slightly more challenging when it comes to specifically digital aspects, capabilities, etc. So we had to really nurture our employees a lot, in terms of the kind of capabilities, so that we could together learn and grow. That was another thing that we did, right? But so far, it's worked out great for us. What are the positives that we saw? We felt absolutely never doubted that we took the wrong decision, because we got so much love from the customers. Customers, I think, can really give you the kind of confidence that nobody else can. Not even sometimes your parents can, because you feel that they will be biased, right? So when a customer pays for something, you know that he sees value in what you're doing. Correct. So when we saw sales coming in, when we saw people really loving the product and going for the product, and even if it's a premium range product, really going for it, understanding the kind of problem solution that we were giving, the kind of positioning as a lip care expert brand that we are taking. In fact, we get more than 100 plus queries where people send us their pictures of their lips on our Instagram, every day, where they say, oh, this is my lips and this is the kind of problem that I'm having. Can you help me? So we feel so humbled and privileged that they trust us so much. They are actually putting us on a place of a lip care expert, and they're asking us. We are able to solve their problems, and we are very, very grateful for that. So these kind of things, I think, were the happy stories for us so far.
I must say that you said it very rightly, that our close people, the friend, family could be biased to us. They might not give us a candid feedback. But in this present digital world, people are very vocal about it. If they love you, they'll say it. If they hate you, they'll say that as well, without even bothering what you will feel about it. That
Feel,
right?
yes, yes,
Right. So
yes.
when I was on ALANNA and when I was on other platform, I can see the people are loving the product. They are understanding the brand value, the kind of benefit that they can add. And now again, I can see the people are just putting their heart out, and because they're loving the brand, they're missing it. How they can get more out of the ALANNA as a brand for their lip care. Very cool. So great journey. Good to know all those parts, and you have really worked hard on that. During that journey, investment is a key, right? A lot of entrepreneurs put in their all hard-earned money. They either borrow from friend, family, or somebody whom they know from very close one. How has been your journey in that aspect?
Yeah, so we were bootstrapped actually. So all my hard-earned money of whatever savings I'd done in my corporate journey all went into the business, right? So we were bootstrapped for quite some time, I'd say, because like I mentioned, initially in the first 4 years, I couldn't really take the brand as to the kind of speed that I would have. Therefore, we couldn't raise rounds at that time. Once we started focusing, we had actually started initiating. So first bit was that we started initiating the conversations with potential angel investors for a lot before we even went into this direction, because we realized that the first set of people and the angel investors are actually just like family, right? They really are the ones who are taking the most amount of risk with you, and they are the ones who will take the time, but they are also the ones who will stay with you the longest, right? So when that comes into the picture, I think being very cold in terms of the first bit of conversation wouldn't really help. You need to give them an insight and let them watch you through your journey, right? So that is something that we did, and I would say that that worked well for us, because when we started our conversations, we didn't try to hard sell ourselves. We just shared our story, and then we used to keep updating them about our progress, and I think that seeing us progress, seeing us succeed, in a certain direction, gave them the confidence in our grit, gave them the confidence that these guys are committed to what they are doing, gave them the confidence that they've spotted something into the market, they're going to crack it. That leads to eventual fundraising. I would never say that, it is the first presentation that works for you. I'm not a believer in that. So I wouldn't even say the same thing to anyone else. I'd say that you have to invest in a relationship, even with your investors, right? You need to invest and you need to be there for them, show them the value that you're bringing to the table. Sometimes it takes a lot more time and patience, but be there, hang in there, because it's not easy even for someone else to, take that risk with you. You can see the vision. Like I had said before, it is your responsibility to be able to communicate that and show them that you can deliver. So yeah, so we were able to do that. We managed to get our angel round of funding last year, and now we are trying for the second round. So we are already in the process for that. So lot of rejections, lot of acceptances, lot of setbacks, lot of days where you feel I don't know if I can do it, and lot of days where you feel that no, I'm definitely doing it. So yeah, you tend to go back on your thoughts. Every time you hear someone say something, I'd say that, we always have two options, right? Obviously, the first initial reaction will be that you will get demotivated and sad. Nobody will not feel that. You feel that. But then I think after that passing off that emotion, you also tend to think, why did someone say that? Am I missing out on something? And then you try to make your case stronger. Sometimes you may have to retweak your strategies that you were earlier planning, and then somebody could show you something wrong with what you were doing. You tweak it, you adjust it, and you refine it. Or you say that, no, maybe I did not communicate it right when I was asked this particular question. And maybe I can do a better job the next time I'm asked such a thing. Or next time I'm confronted with such a rejection, I could say this. So all of that mulling over, it does happen, right? So it teaches you.
Agree. So I can totally understand your pain. Fortunately, that we are in Delhi, the capital city of India, and you being in the Bhopal, I would say it comes not as a metro, something like tier one, tier two cities.
Yes.
I would say it's part of India, and the kind of effort the entrepreneurs from those regions have to make, I can totally understand. Because it's not that easy, even for the founders, entrepreneurs who are from the big cities like Chennai, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune. The reason behind it is that there are so many startups. Okay,
Right.
first thing. Second thing, the number of angel investors is very limited.
Right.
Right. We
Absolutely.
might be having thousands of it, but startups are 10 times more than that. Okay?
Yes.
And
Yes.
every day, 30 to 40 startups are coming out. Every day,
Right.
that's the data available online for that. So the big thing is that number of investors are limited in terms of investment. Startups are much more than that. And then being from the tier two, tier three cities, it's become more difficult to reach to those kind of networks. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's pretty appreciable that you were so persistent when it comes to raising a family round and friend round. Because very candidly, I can totally understand your pain. When it comes to money, you have to earn it. You have to earn it either from your friend, from a family, or even for an angel investor, let's say. So that persistence showed that people believe in you when you had nothing at that point of time. It was just a start of the journey. And now, after a year, you are doing very good. Very candidly, I'm not boasting about it, but very candidly, you have done a fabulous job in terms of your website, in terms of your product development, in terms of customer service, and the kind of love I can see that proves what I'm saying right now.
Thank
So,
you.
coming back on that, what do you see being from a small city like Bhopal, which I could say the tier two city, fundraising is how difficult for you, and what do you think how that can be resolved?
I think it's extremely challenging because, like you rightly said, we don't have access to a lot of these angel networks. We don't have our own angel network in the city or in the state for that matter. We don't have access to, a lot of events where these people come. We have to travel every time for that, which is an extra cost. So being there physically is extremely challenging, right? So when it comes to face-to-face meetings, that is where we struggle. When it comes to making relationships by meeting a person again and again, that is where we struggle, because it's over phone calls that we can maximum do, or Zoom meetings that we can do, or Google Meets, right? So that is, to some extent, I think it is challenging. You need, till you don't have somebody who has their own network and they can introduce into it, honestly, it is not possible, right? So you need to know people who know people. And if that is not the case, then I think, you get lost. And it's
Right.
very challenging to get doors open for you, even if you just want to make a 5-minute presentation. So all of that, where networks help and platforms help, and if they are but if they are constrained again to a city or a geographical definition, again it becomes challenging.
Yeah. So, do you think that fundraising is very crucial, and without that, it will be very difficult to scale for the entrepreneurs, for your company in the next few years? Do you think that funding is a very critical part to expand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Funding, and like we always say, cash flow is like blood in the company, right? If
Right.
that stops, you're gone. So
Right.
managing cash flow is crucial, because most of us brands who are starting out, we are all digital first, right? And unless you have these big ticket size orders that are coming in and you are a B2B brand, it is, for D2C brands, I think it's crucial. One is because you're in such a competitive space. Consumers are constantly given so much content. You are struggling for their 5 seconds, right? But you have to invest a lot to even get that. Now, that 5-second attention span, again, in a very crowded market, you have to spend some money to get that. If you have to
Right.
spend some money to get that, then again, even in terms of production, your product inventory, etc., your money gets blocked into certain areas where you have an expected rate of return, but the turnaround could be slower, or even sometimes the ROAS is something that we are struggling with, the ROI that we make with our ads, or etc. So you don't know where you can get stuck. If you have funds available with you, then you have some amount of breathing space, that you're not always treading on such a thin rope, and you are always cautious of what you're doing, because otherwise, how can you grow aggressively? First bit is that you want to grow aggressively, right? That's why you're a startup. You want to grow aggressively. Now, to do that, you definitely need funds. If you don't have funds, then you don't have the strength to take certain risky decisions that you would otherwise. So that gives you that confidence and that cushioning at the back that you can fall on, which is very, very crucial, I think.
So I'll share. I heard you very correctly, and I can understand the pain the kind of startup founder goes through. As an investor, I'll share the pain from this side as well, okay?
Sure.
Because we are on the same platform right now. Investors also looking to invest in the right quality of startup as well. And these days, there have been a lot of copycats, very candidly. And even there are a lot of investors, not investor, people who want to be an investor, okay, who want to put in money, who want to support Indian ecosystem, who want to support startup ecosystem, but they don't have any such kind of platform like they do have stock market where they can go check out the startup and put in the money, right?
Right.
So it happens with a lot of people who want to put in money and want to support the startups, okay, but that's currently not happening anywhere in India right now. If I talk
True.
about the big countries like US, every individual with their own capacity is able to invest in the startups, and that is really building the whole ecosystem, and that's what making the US as a very dynamic in terms of startup growth. India is at the third position right now, but I totally believe if everybody can join hands to support the startup ecosystem, then things will be a different forum in the next couple of years, or could be a decade, not more than that.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
for sure.
with that kind of challenge coming across, so what we are doing right now is that I would like to invite you for that as well, because I heard your story, and I'm in love with the brand and the kind of story you had, the kind of product you have, very candidly.
Thank
We are launching a platform which is named as Captabl.in. Okay,
you.
and the whole idea is the potential startups from
Hmm.
anywhere in India who are doing good to their customer, and looking to raise fund, they will come on our platform and we will help them raise funds.
And
Okay.
that's amazing. Yeah. So this is
Yeah.
all virtual,
So
you're saying?
absolutely. So you need not to go to any conference, you need not to look for any network to network kind of thing, nothing like that. If you have a good product, good brand, good customer base, then we are there to support you.
And
Okay.
that's
It
fabulous.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter. You are from D2C. It doesn't matter. You are from the ed tech. We are not sector agnostic at all. The whole idea is how investors can contribute to the startup
Right.
growth. Okay.
Right.
Second thing is we are not focusing, emphasizing only on angel networks. We are inviting all the people, all the Indians who want to support the startups by start investing with just 20,000 rupees.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we are just trying to break the shackle
Hmm.
so that even a small investors who is earning, let's say, 50,000 rupees a month, they can put in 20,000 rupees in their choice of startups. Okay,
Amazing.
so the
Amazing.
whole idea is how we can build a strong ecosystem with all the retail investors and the potential brand to join hand and grow.
This is amazing. Like, I can already imagine how much of a problem it will solve for people because, you know, and it should be that way because we are all getting so aware of digital and we're so easy and convenient about it, right? There should be something like this. This is like something now that you've said it, I feel like why hasn't this been done before? So, so it really makes, like you rightly said, it does not just make the life of entrepreneurs easy, it makes the life of investors also easy. And it it just makes people like us specifically who are in smaller towns, to feel more approachable when it comes to the kind of platform that you are building. We would feel that we are right there where the limelight is. So that's where everybody wants to be because we want to be showcased, and you're giving us a platform like that where anyone can come. And the other aspect that I really like that you touched upon is the ticket size because most platforms actually don't do that. They have such a high
Nobody,
end ticket
nobody.
value, yeah, that today, for instance, I want to invest, I cannot invest. So I think what you're doing is really making it easy for people to support the startup ecosystem that exists in the country and feel like they are a part of it, even if they are not entrepreneurs. So
Absolutely.
that is, I think, the beauty of what you've done. So really kudos to you of thinking about it. And I think this should definitely help a lot of people.
So the whole idea is that we are looking ahead for the great entrepreneurs, great stories, and great brands across India. Doesn't matter they are from the tier two, tier three, or tier four kind of cities, uh, because that's where the India lies. Okay,
Right.
and we're trying to make the network of all the Indians accessible to all the such kind of potential startup for whatever we can do in that term of that. Okay, so
Great,
we're just
great.
trying to build that ecosystem, and we are really happy that you guys are putting so much of effort to make India recognizable on such a global platform, on such a global phenomena way. I look ahead to more development in that case. So just coming on to more that. So let's say you get a funding, what you're looking for. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe very sooner through us or maybe through other platforms, through other networks. So how you want to use those funds and what's your next plan? Where do you see yourself 5 years down the line as a brand?
So I think, like I rightly put before, so major portion of a D2C brand goes into marketing, right? How effectively are you creating a brand awareness? How are you spending into the digital aspects, etc., etc. So it's major chunk would go into the marketing aspect of it, building our awareness, building our presence, being available in terms of the the product offline as well as online. So going omni channel is another, hiring the right team, more resources so that we can execute faster, deliver faster on whatever roadmap that we have, and launching a lot more products. So, for instance, we actually have already a plan of launching more than 30 products in this particular category. That is something that we want to execute on the faster that we can, right? So, but we also understand that there is a balance of making one product hit first, reach a critical
Right.
mass, and then you sort of come up with the next one. So balancing that, but yes, launching a lot more products. So I think these three areas typically, like hiring more resources, marketing, and production.
Development.
So these three would be primarily the first goers for any investment that we receive next.
All right. So, to your answer only, along with the fund, what do you think? What other supports can make your brand go bigger and go global? What other things do you think can add value through any network or through any platform like us? What other things we can support you with?
So definitely something like what you're building would definitely help, because one challenge that I'd like to highlight that we usually face with fund rounds is that it takes months, right? So it is for startups like us who are always running on a short runway, it is quite a challenge because we have to balance our cash flow effectively, right? So if we have the time to investment shortened, then that
Mm.
will be great. That is one area that we struggle the most, right?
Mm.
So if that is some area that we can get more support, instead of months, if someone can help us within maybe not even if a few weeks, then at least a month, then that
Mm.
would be another big support.
Okay. So currently, with your experience, what do you think? What's the general timeline starting from investor till the fund closer? How much time does it take?
At least
Average.
three to 4 months, at least.
Okay.
This is the least that I'm
Okay.
talking about. Yeah.
Okay. So
Unless
once
you've
you are able to
spotted
knock the
someone
door,
who's like
after that,
sorry?
once you knock the door, after that, talking about till the time you're not looking, you have to search for the investors. That's
Yes,
a journey
that
in
is
itself.
another
But
aspect.
yeah, that's
Yes.
another
And
aspect.
it's
So
a
once you are
full-time
able
role.
to get that appointment, yeah.
Yeah, it's a full-time role. Like, if you are actually looking out for funding right now, then there has to be one person completely
You need to have
dedicatedly
one more
just
co-founder
doing.
for that then.
Yes.
You need to have
So,
one more co-founder.
yes. So you literally have to be dedicatedly only doing that. One person has to look after the
Mm.
business, the other one is just focusing on the fundraising, right? So
Yeah.
it is a very time-taking, very
Yeah.
effort-consuming, mentally draining, sometimes emotionally draining process. So
Oh.
it's really quite quite stressful, so to speak, sometimes. But yes, you learn a lot out of it.
Yeah. So I can totally understand the all effort you founders go through in. We might not be able to help you much in that, but yes, one thing that we can help you with is that we can help you raise funds, uh, as you said, in less than 30 days. So you need
Oh,
not to knock out your door, you not to knock out anywhere, you need not to look for any kind of documentation, you need not to go anywhere. If you have a right product, right idea, people want to put in money. Even let's say your customers who love you the most,
hmm.
even they can put in the money. Okay, they can have a pie in your company starting with 20,000 rupees, and alongside being a consumer, now they're investor as well, right? So that's what we are completely aligned to, that how we can build an ecosystem where the consumer can even have an option to become an investor. Okay,
And that's
so the
great.
whole idea is how we can support in that. And great. So on that note, just few things I would like to understand is um, what do you have for the viewers today?
So we have
They
a
have been so good to us. They have
special,
joined so
very, very
many
special
guest
offer.
that. Yeah.
We have a
Tell
very
me.
special offer. So
Oh,
we
nice.
are actually, so there is a coupon code called Captabl 20, and I want all the viewers to actually go on our website and they can leverage on that, where we are offering specific 20% discount only to Captabl viewers who are here right now.
Oh,
And you can buy anything. It's not specifically on some products. You can choose anything that you like. Sorry.
great. So do you mind if you can type your website address and the coupon code in the comment section?
Let me just do that.
Yeah, please. So that's the. So guys, ALANNA is a beautiful brand. If you have not used it yet, I'm pretty sure smokers, non-smokers, male or female, everybody will love it. So this is a great time where you can avail 20% discount. Uh, Rashi is typing in the website address as well as the coupon code. Go and check it out and use the product, and you will love it. If you don't love it, don't worry. They are there to help you, support you,
Yes.
take your candid feedback.
Yes,
Rest assured.
absolutely. And all kinds of feedbacks are welcome, not just the positive ones.
Absolutely. And alongside with that, I would like to invite all the viewers who are here that do visit our website, Captabl, and let me type in there, captable.in. So we are going to start startup fundraising 8th of July. This is
Very
a
good.
closed community. Only the privileged people who want to support the Indian ecosystem, they can come and join the platform. So if you want to join our platform, then for that you have to use a special referral code, which is just for the viewers who are here. The code is ALANNA. So use the
Great.
word ALANNA, and then you can join in what you say our platform using this referral code. Just give me a minute, guys. I think I made some mistake in ALANNA. Just let me check it once again. I'll just take 15 seconds and come back to you on that. Just hold on for there, guys.
Yeah.
My apology, guys, for taking that break. I was have to be
No.
sure that I'm giving you the right code because I'm not an IT guy. The whole team at the back is working hard to support us to make it viable for us. The code is ALANNA1.
Yeah.
So use this
Noted.
code. You will be able to be an investor on our platform. Only using this code, you will be able to register so that once we go live, you have the access of potential startups where you can choose and start investing from 20,000 rupees and more.
Great. I'm definitely
So
getting into it.
perfect, perfect. So I look forward the way Captabl can support the Indian startups ecosystems, the way we can do anything for the brand ALANNA. I'm really happy that you could spare some time and give my regards to Anish and Ankesh for all the beautiful product that you and he is developing for everybody of us.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having us. It was lovely chatting with you, and you guys are also doing a great job. All the best to you. Keep us posted if we can do anything.
Lovely. Look forward to meet you again
Sure.
in a bigger forum, in the bigger channel. Thank you
Absolutely.
all the viewers for joining in and sharing your love for the brand ALANNA, and we look forward to make them grow with all the possible buyings and investing.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Abhishek. Bye
Oh,
bye.
thank you. Bye bye. See you very soon.
See you.